Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Welcome to the August A Cherry on Top YouTube hop, where the theme is die cuts or dies, metal dies. So you can see I have that set there from Lawn Fawn. These photos, it's going to end up being a collage, are of my family and I cherry picking back in June. And so I am using this collection from Simple Stories. It's called The Little Things, and there are strawberries, but they're red and they're fruit. And so cherries are red and they're fruit. And so that's why I went with this collection, because your attention is drawn more to the die cut strawberries than it is to the little teeny tiny strawberries that are in the pattern paper. So a very basic foundation, a 3-inch header, a 1/2-inch splash of color to just sort of anchor that, and then another footer 1 inch at the bottom of the page there. Then I'm going to collage my photos. So I have a 6x4, and then I'm going to put next to that a 6x4 of 3x4 horizontals, and then I have cut the vertical 4x3s, and I'm going to stack them one on top of the other. So creating a little bit of a box and a grid within the page there. And then I'm going to use the die cut cherries as my main embellishment. And that will pretty much, it's a pretty simple layout, but it's a very full layout because of the quantity of pictures that I have put into that space there. I did not do a pattern paper background because there's already a lot on there, and I just felt like it was too busy if I had a pattern paper background. So I decided that I needed somewhere for journaling, because while I had that white space at the bottom of the page, I wanted to maintain that because the page is so full and so busy. So I've got a little glassine bag there that I'm, after the fact, as you can see, tucking in behind the photos. I have pretty much decided that the ATG is just not working for me. I can't pull things up, and I am all about pulling things up. I am not a decisive person, and so, yeah, there we go. So brand new dies, I have not used them before. I highly recommend metal snips to pull them apart. Yes, you can bend them apart. It takes forever. So I got my metal snips and I cut them apart, and I spared you the agony of having to watch that. So this is cardstock from my stash. It is all basil. It's probably mostly from Christmas, but cherries are red. And, well, they don't always have green stems, but I preferred the green stems because there's no other brown, and I didn't want black stems or blah. So that's why I went with the green. I have 2 shades of red and 2 shades of green that I'm going to cut the cherries in. So these dies are awesome because they are debossed, or they also cut out additional shape in addition to just the shape itself. So what I mean by that is, like, there's a dotted line on the outline of the cherry, as well as a slit to put the stems in, and then in the leaves there's a texture for the leaves. So the beauty about die cutting is you can make it as simple or as complicated as you would like. If you go over to Lawn Fawn and you check out their samples for these dies, their cherries are way more complicated than mine are. They have colored them, they've used Copics, they've used I don't even know what with them. I am not that fancy with my mixed media, and so I just literally used them as they are. I layered them up. That is about as complicated as I got. I pondered the idea of just running some ink around them, but this page is busy enough. It doesn't need that much more detail. I also pondered the idea of using some Nouveau drops, some clear Nouveau, to put sort of that reflection shimmer on them. And I nixed that idea as well because, really, look at this page. It is busy. I will tell you that off camera, I decided that I needed a little something down the bottom just for a little bit of balance. And so I did add in a bunch of the stickers, the floral stickers, and I layered those up as well as a label from Ellie's Studio. Not available from a cherry on top. That is from my stash. I am also going to use another one of those labels up the top there. Pardon my big old head, but when I'm using the fine tip applicator for liquid adhesive, I really like to see where it's going so it doesn't end up splurted all over the page. Yes, that is a technical term, splurted. So the thing I love about these dies is that you have multiple cherry, you have a double duo of cherries side by side, like that one there, or you have single cherries. And so you can see on the bottom right there how I layered up the single cherries in 2 different shades. And then I also at the top I'm going to layer up the leaves a little bit, again just for a little bit of variety. So I felt like I needed just a splash of purple in that space above my son's head over the photo to cover some of that blue sky, pull some of the, it's what I call breaking out of the box. It's breaking into the box a little bit to soften the box and break that up a little bit. So that is one die used multiple times to create all the cherries. And they are literally pretty much predominantly the embellishment for the page. I am going to use a few other little things from the collection here. This is a foam sticker and it says, "Oh, what a beautiful day." And I like the way that it fit perfectly in that space. That's a little butterfly. And then the other thing I'm holding in my hand is a bird, and I don't end up using the bird. But again, it breaks up the box, the grid of those photos there, which is why I do what I do. But really, there is not a whole lot more to that. So this is a YouTube hop. Be sure to check the description box down below, and I will link you to all the other gals. Leave comments. The more comments you leave, the more eligible you are to win a prize. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you are doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.